Elen Silla Lumen Omen. Today I bring to you all the legend of Arvedui, the last king of Arnor. Before Arvedui was born, the seer Malbeth was given a glimpse of Arvedui's future. He went to Arvedui's father, Arafat, and told him what he saw. Quote, Arvedui you shall call him, for he will be the last in Arthedain. Though a choice will come to the Dunedain, and if they take the one that seems less hopeful, then your son will change his name and become king of a great realm. If not, then much sorrow and many lives of men shall pass until the Dunedain rise and are united again. End quote. And so, in 1864, the Third Age, Arvedui was born, and he was given the name of Last King in the Sindarin language. He was born in a dark time for the Dunedain of the North. Arnor had been divided for almost 1,000 years into the petty kingdoms of Arthedain, Cardolan, and Rudaur, and for centuries has waged war against the kingdom of Angmar, a war that Arthedain was losing. During Arvedui's youth, the war against Angmar would never fully cease, and the threat of annihilation loomed. And so it was that in 1940, the Dunedain of the North established contact with the Dunedain of the South in Gondor. Gondor was in the middle of their own war against the Wainwriters, and it was believed by many in Gondor and Arthedain that these two wars were in fact a coordinated effort to destroy the Dunedain kingdoms. Thus, Gondor and Arthedain created an alliance, one to aid each other in their times of need. This alliance was cemented when Arvedui married Firiel, the princess of Gondor. Not long after this union, Firiel's father and brothers would be killed in battle, and Gondor was without a king. Arvedui would make a claim for the throne, as he was an heir of Isildur. The Council of Gondor, while not disputing his lineage, informed Arvedui that Gondor should be ruled by the heirs of Anarion, Isildur's brother, rather than Isildur's own heirs. Arvedui responded, stating that in the old laws of Numenor, in which the realms in exile still governed by, Firiel, being the last child of Ondoher, should inherit the throne and become Gondor's first ruling queen. The council rejected this and instead made Eärnil, the king's distant cousin, the new king. Eärnil and Arvedui began a correspondence, keeping the alliance between Gondor and Arthedain strong. Both kings vowed to aid each other in their times of need. Not long after, Arvedui and Firiel would have several children, the oldest being Aranarth, and the other child most likely being a son. In 1964, Arvedui became the king of Arthedain. The war with Angmar continued, and Arvedui could do little against that mighty kingdom of evil. In 1974, the Witch King of Angmar launched an all-out assault upon Fornost. The Dunedain would fight bravely against their foes, but could not hold the city. Arvedui retreated from the city, taking with him the two Palantiri. He held out with some of his men upon the North Downs until at last being driven from the lands. Arthedain was in ruins, with most of its people fleeing south towards Lindon, or else dead from the battle. Arvedui took refuge in the abandoned dwarven halls of the Blue Mountains until starvation drove him to seek out the Losoth in the ice bay of Forchel. The Losoth aided Arvedui, more out of fear and pity rather than any desire to aid the king. But as the winter dragged on, Arvedui and the Losoth grew close and a friendship formed. Word had reached Círdan the shipwright of Arvedui's plight, and he would send a ship for him. When the ship had arrived, winter was in its last gasps, and the Losoth were scared of the ship, and the chieftain warned Arvedui not to go, for among the Losoth was the belief that the Witch King bore powers over the cold, and that such power would diminish in the summertime. Arvedui ignored this superstition and would depart, but not before leaving a token of his gratitude, the ring of Barahir. Quote, This is a thing of worth beyond your reckoning. For its ancestry alone, it has no power save the esteem in which those hold it who love my house. It will not help you, but if you ever are in need, my kin will ransom it with great store of all you desire." End quote. With these words, Arvedui boarded the ship. Late in the night, a great storm approached, and its fierce winds blew the ship aside, and it would crash upon the ice. None aboard the ship survived, and the Palantiri Arvedui carried with him sank to the bottom of the sea. And so ends the legend of Arvedui, the last king. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, feel free to like and subscribe for more content, and please let me know how I can better improve these videos. Thanks, and as the elves say, Namarie.